Hi, this is going to be a follow along foam rolling. All you're going to need is your foam roller of choice. If you are new and this is your first time starting out, definitely recommend that you start with a softer one. Obligatory reminder that if something hurts or doesn't feel good or you feel really sharp and intense pain, that you should stop or modify what you're doing, and that you also don't want to roll over any of your joints when you are foam rolling. So that means you're avoiding your knee, your ankle, your low back, basically anything that's sensitive that could get a little bit upset. Foam rolling is a really nice way to increase your circulation, make some room in your muscles, all that good stuff. So this will be a just nice, easy way to ease yourself into it and figure it out. So I like to start in the middle instead of at the bottom, which is where we normally start, but it's fine. So you're going to start by taking a seat with one side of your hip on your foam roller here. Now, this can get very intense, so you want to think kind of like you're almost a little crab walk. Make a little tripod with your hand and your feet, and if you need to take some weight off, try and get your weight into your feet first and then your hand. And then all we're going to do is just kind of roll back and forth. You might be on this side of your hip, or you might move over to a little bit more on center. I like to do this one side at a time because that can let you kind of zero in on each side a little bit better. Now, if you find a tight spot, so for me, I have a tight spot right here. Once you find a tight spot, just go ahead and hang out. If it's really intense and you feel like you want to make a face or you're seeing God, maybe back off. But if you're just feeling a spot where it's really, really tight, you can help it to release by just giving it a little bit of stationary tension for maybe 15 to 30 seconds, generally not more than 30 seconds. Nice. And then let's go ahead and work down the side of the leg. So avoiding your knee joint, you're just going to move from the top of your hip or the top of your thigh down to a little ways before you get to your knee joint. Remember, you don't want to roll over your knee. Make sure you move nice and slow here. You might feel the need to just like rush over stuff and go really, really fast. That's not really going to help you here. Good. Now let's go ahead very gracefully. Flip over to the front of your leg and just see what there is to see on the front of your thigh, also known as your quadriceps muscle. If you find a tight spot here, you can hang out there too. Remember, not for too long, around 15 to 30 seconds. Nice. And then finishing out the inside of that thigh, I'll change direction so you can see me a little better. You're going to lay down partially on the ground. We're going to get into our inner thigh here. Now to do that, I like to think that I'm sort of the bug splattered on a windshield. I don't know. Where you're lying on your stomach, one leg is out, and then the foam roller is on the inside of your leg. And you'll just roll from a little below your knee to up inside your hip. And the same thing, if you find any tight spots, you might want to hang out there and just see what there is to see. Depending on which spots in your body hold a little bit more tension, this could be fine or it could be deeply unpleasant. So if you're seeing God, back off a little bit. Great. Let's go ahead and get out of that. And let's move over to our calf. So staying with the same leg, all we're doing is we're rolling from this meaty part of our calf here. So we're avoiding our knee, we're avoiding our ankle. Now for this, come back to your little crab walk tripod thingy. Try and get as much weight in your foot as you can to take some of the pressure off of your wrists. All you'll do, the same thing, just roll up and down your calf. See what there is to see. Start kind of on the center here, and then if that isn't giving you any tight spots, go ahead and roll your foot out so that you're kind of duck-footed. You can also try rolling into the inside so your feet are pigeon-toed. I say feet, but really I mean foot. And if you do find a tight spot, I have one right there. Just go ahead and hang out. If this is enough, leave it here. If you need more, point and flex your foot. Good. Last roll over the entire calf for good luck. And let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Starting on the hip. Everybody's favorite thing. Take a second to get comfortable here. And there might have some differences from side to side that you notice. That's fine. That's normal. And you might have some spots that are a little bit more tight or need a little extra attention. If you do find any of those spots, you can always hang out on them longer than I am. You could pause the video, you could spend a little more time after. Good. And if this position is really intense, you can go to all fours on the ground. Or if you need a little bit more, you can come into a pigeon and hook your ankle on your opposite knee. And same thing. Looking for spots. If you found one, which I just did, you can hang out. And if it hurts too much to actually be able to hang out, if it feels like really achy or painful, or really, really tender, you don't have to stop there. You can keep the movement really small if that feels better. Really just noticing what you need and giving it to yourself more so than judging yourself for not being anywhere in particular. Go ahead and make our way to the outside of our leg. One thing that you'll notice is that your body will fluctuate from day to day on the best of days. Doesn't matter if you do all the stuff, you will still have certain days where you feel great and certain days where you feel a little bit weird and you may not even know why. And that's really okay. This is kind of a part of being a human, I think. Let's go ahead and make our way over to the front of our leg. Remember, you can pause anywhere that feels relevant or nice. Good. We can spend a little bit of time on our hamstrings too. So staying with this same leg, go ahead and get your weight into your hands and your foot, starting in the center, and then I like to roll to the inside first. I don't know why, it doesn't really matter. And then you can roll to the outside, see what there is to see. Fantastic. And then we'll go down to your calf. Now, if this is a lot on your shoulders or your wrists, you can always go to your fists here. Sometimes that can help your wrists. If you find a spot that you like, go ahead and hang out there. If you'd like to start pointing and flexing your foot, you can do that now. Good. One more. And release. Let's go ahead and go back to the original leg that we started at and do our hamstring. So starting on the center, rolling up and down a few times before you roll to the inside. And then the outside. Good. Next, we will move to our back. So we'll start with the brain turned off. We'll start with the foam roller around our mid back. Now remember here, you don't want to roll over your low back. If your low back feels sore, you might want to. but it's not going to be very good for all the muscles and everything that are back there. So you're going to go from around your mid back, if you wear a bra, a little bit lower than your bra line, all the way up to the top of your shoulders. Moving nice and slow. If you find some spots that are tight, you can hang out there. Good. If you need a little extra sensation, you can roll over onto one side of your back, on the back of your shoulder blade to your lats, which are those big muscles that go from your spine to your armpit. If you find something there, you can hang out. Or just keep rolling. And go ahead and switch to the other side. Awesome. Go ahead and roll out of that. Last thing we're going to do, you're going to take the foam roller, put it long ways on your spine, supporting your head here, using your feet to get your hips up off the ground. If you have a long roller and you can roll on it entirely, awesome. But mine is kind of short. So I'm using my feet and my hands to support my low back and my head. Now you can just kind of start by rolling from side to side here. It doesn't get pretty intense, so take it easy. And once you've done that a few times, especially if you have a long foam roller where your head's supported, go ahead and drop everything open. I have a good amount of room in my chest right now, so I can put my head on the ground. If you can't and you'd like to keep your head supported, feel free. Try and breathe deeply here. This can get pretty intense. Breathing in through your nose into your stomach. And you can exhale through your nose from your stomach. Good. Inhale, curls you back up. Go ahead and release out of that. Maybe roll your head a little bit. Arching around back and forth. And now you are all done. I hope that was helpful and hopefully a little bit relaxing. You probably feel a little bit more room this time. And I hope you have a good day.